Hello, wealthy family, and welcome to today's Mindset Monday video. I am in the car waiting for my children to come on. I've been telling them to be ready, and they take forever. So I just realized it's the time, and I don't have time to go run and do what I'm doing and then come back and record my video. So I'm in the car. Bear with me, okay? So today's Mindset Monday, I was kind of torn on what to talk about, but what's been coming up in my reality and my vortex lately, a lot of people have been dealing with mental blocks. Like they're having difficulty moving past certain things that has caused them fear or detriment in the past, and it's holding them hostage now in the present, and it won't allow them to grow, okay? So I'm going to share that with you all because I know if it's happening here physically, then my virtual family is probably experiencing that too, right? So I'm going to, as always, share what it is that helped me and some advice that I do share for others. But again, it's all based on you being authentic and believing in yourself, okay? And I know if you're having mental blocks, sometimes it's hard to believe in yourself. So that means you have to address that first, okay? So first and foremost, you have to know that you are in control. When I had a situation that really had me paralyzed with fear for about 4 years. Every time I would think about the situation, because it happened already, right? It happened in the past. But every time I tried to do something that was maybe reminiscent of the action that caused me fear, or I was trying to do something to help resolve it or move forward, it would paralyze me, would stop me in my tracks, and it made me feel trapped. And I was just like, what is wrong with me? I'm this beautiful, strong, vibrant Black woman. Like, what is my issue? Why am I acting so scary? But literally, my mind would not let me move forward. So what I had to do was, one, take root of the situation. I had to realize what was the root cause of my fear, okay? It's not the external situation that is paralyzing and blocking you. It's your own feelings. So I had to identify what was my feelings surrounding that situation. I had to be real with myself. And it was a fear of failure. No one likes to fail, right? And because I had failed in that situation, I thought that anytime I tried to do something reminiscent of it again, I would fail again, right? So I had to change that thinking. I got to the root cause of it, and I realized that I was afraid to fail. So I had to address that and remind myself that there is no failures. There's only lessons in everything that is done, okay? Now, secondly, I had to sit with myself, and I know, mental blockage, you don't want to be quiet, you don't want to be still, you're not trying to sit with yourself, you're not trying to hear any of that, right? I know, I understand. It was difficult for me, but I actually sat with myself and had a conversation with myself, right? With my outside self, with my inner self. I let those two energies conversate, right? Have a conversation and talk it out. Now, I know it seems off the wall or off the rocker, but you can be your own therapist, okay? I know because I was my own therapist, but again, you have to be authentic. So what I had to do was sit down and talk to myself. Listen, self. What happened was in the past. It can no longer harm you. You've already faced the worst of it. You've already bared the brunt of it. You do not have to live there anymore. It's okay. And if you fail again, guess what? It will not be nearly as bad as it was before because I now know what not to do. So it's okay to step out and live a little. And it's okay to acknowledge that although I'm stuck in this situation, I have grown in other places of me. So the places where I felt weak or I felt uncertain, I now have grown. I now have solidified. I now have replaced. And that's the beautiful thing about time. So it's okay, self, to feel timid, but we're going after this and we're going to conquer this because I don't like anything controlling me, okay? I mean, certain situations is okay, but for the most part, I don't like being controlled. I don't like people telling me what to do. I don't like things controlling me, period. That's why having a job wasn't really the best thing for me, because I'd be quick to tell the boss, listen, I don't need this shit. I can go, right? Even if I did need it, I didn't care, right? But I had to have that conversation with myself and like really talk to myself and nurture myself and know that it was my voice, right, controlling my mind, because your mind is a beautiful servant. Oh, your mind is a beautiful servant, right? When you know how to control it and program it, it's beautiful, but it is a horrible master. Do not let your mind control you. You can control it, okay? Now, what I also did, because meditation is huge, and once you learn how to sit with self and once you know how to sit with self and you know how to control your own energy, you now can go into deeper meditation and have that, what is it that I want to say? What is the word? You can have that, I guess that power, or you have that ability to sit down with yourself in meditation and rewrite what is happening. So the thing that I feared, or the thing that was causing me anxiety, whatever words you want to use, okay? The thing that was causing me to have a blockage, I imagined it. I visualized it in my brain, right? It wasn't hard because I had already experienced it. But if you haven't experienced it, if you are having a mental block over something that you haven't even experienced, you haven't even taken that step, you're so afraid and paralyzed of even taking that first step, then this will work even better, okay? So you visualize this thing in the worst nature, the worst manner it can be, right? And then you visualize yourself encompassing it in like a rock or a boulder or a wheelbarrow or something that can move, that can roll, right? You imagine it's something around. I liked a boulder because it made me feel strong as I pushed it off the fucking cliff, okay? So that's what I did. In my mind, I took that fear and I shaped it into something that I could move, which happened to be a boulder. Kind of like if you've ever watched Wile E. Coyote, the cartoons. Kind of like how he's always pushing the boulder trying to get the Roadrunner. Yeah, a boulder like that. I just envisioned this thing in the boulder, and then I visualized myself telling it no more, and I pushed it. I pushed it off a cliff in my mind, right? And legit, I felt so much lighter and so much better, right? I was able to now have a pep talk. And then I moved into radical action. Now that's the key, because you can do all the mental work, but if you don't solidify it with a physical action, it's going to come back, okay? So I had to take radical action, and I moved forward in that thing that was causing me fear. For me, it was just a simple phone call, making a commitment, sitting down with someone else. That's all it really was, right? So that's what I did. I made that phone call immediately, right? After I came out my meditation, I made that phone call. I was like, yep, I'm ready. Let's go. Sit it down, set it up. Let's go. And I walked in, and you know what? I was still a little scared. My hands still sweat a little bit. I was nervous. I laughed way too loud. But guess what? Your girl conquered it. Your girl conquered it. I killed it, okay? And there was no resurrecting of it. No longer afraid. And then I realized I was making it bigger than what it actually was, because the actual situation was very pleasant. Like, I was so nervous for no reason. I had to remember and realize that we're all on the same level playing field. Everyone wakes up in the morning and takes a dump and wipes their behind and washes their hands, hopefully, right? We are all the same. These things, these outside things, are happening based off of the vibe that I'm giving off, right? So when I realized that, I was like, man, I can transmute and make this thing whatever it is that I want it to be. Literally. Some people will be like, oh, don't talk to her, or don't mess with him because they this and that and that. Whenever I do them, da-da-da-da-da, or I ate there and I felt sick. That's you. That's your vibration. That's what it is that you're doing. Me, everything conspires in my favor, and everything that I so desire will come to fruition. And if it's not meant for me, then it won't be. And that's fine. I'm okay with it, right? Que sera, sera. And as I started practicing that more and more and more in everything that I do, then everything legit started happening that way. Legit. And I'm not having mental blockages anymore. Yes, I procrastinate still sometimes. No, I'm not perfect, but I'm not paralyzed, okay? I'm not stuck. I am moving. So, wealthy family, that's all that I have for you today. I love you all. I'm going to go wrangle up these children so we can go do what we got to do. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love. Peace.